Released on December 16th, 2000, Neo Genesis brought much-needed relief to the Pokémon trading card game. Trainers were tired of oppressive trainer cards that won the game on turn 1, such as Rocket Sneak Attack, the Rocket's Trap, and Imposter Oak's Revenge. Cleffa was an incredibly important card released in this set, and it heralded the end of the hand destruction format that was Base Gym. In this series, James and Pat will be exploring the forgotten history of the Pokémon trading card game. Each episode, we will be examining a different historical format and uncover the secret evolution of the game. This is the history of the Pokémon trading card game. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next exciting episode of the history of the Pokémon trading card game. In this episode, we are finally moving on to the second generation of Pokémon. Powerful Pokémon such as Cleffa, Stelix, Murkrow, Slowking, Pichu, and others reduce the power of the overwhelming trainer cards from the first generation of Pokémon. While the base format was defined by trainer cards, Neo format was defined by Pokémon. However, with the introduction of Neo Genesis, two formats were created, Standard and Modified. Standard format included base set and simply added every available card to the format, while Modified would rotate out sets and be used as the competitive format for tournaments. This episode, we'll be playing the Standard format version of the game, and we have elected to drop the two cards that would eventually get banned from the Modified format. But don't panic, the next episode we will be focusing around exactly why these two Pokemon were banned from play. James will talk more about the specific cards in this format, but I'm going to go move on to the decks you see here on the wheel. However, this first deck we want to talk about here in this purple slice is Brock's Stelix. This deck follows in the footsteps of Brock and Misty from the base gym format. The main line is to bring up Brock's Ninetales, attach Brock's protection to it, and shapeshift into Stelix. This makes Stelix immune from energy removal cards and assists in bringing out this format-defining super threat. This next deck, Dragon Plume, is a better version of the Vileplume stun I ran a couple episodes ago. Dragonite's Step-In ability allows easy switches for Pokemon confused by Dark Gloom's Pollen Exchange. Then you can also bring out Dark Vileplume as a floodgate on your opponent's turn, stopping their plays with their trainer cards because of its Hay Fever ability. Then on your turn, you actually seek to confuse your own Vileplume, which stops its Hay Fever. Then you play all of your powerful trainers, and then you step in with Dragonite, reinstigating the floodgate. It's really strong. Then this next deck is actually one of the more interesting ones, and ones that I hope to play or at least see. This is the Kingdra Deck. This deck is a straight beatdown using Kingdra's genetic memory to Mudsplash for one colorless every turn. The 90 HP makes Kingdra surprisingly tanky, and combined with a Focus Band and Pokemon Center, Kingdra can heal for up to 80 HP for the cost of 1 energy. Then next we have Metal Chansey in this pink slice here. This deck both reduces and heals Chansey's double-edged self-damage, which allows for repeated 80 base power damage. Scyther is added as a tech against baby Pokemon, as Slash is able to quickly and easily one-shot them with little setup. Then next in this yellow slice we have Metal Mewtwo. Very strong deck in the same vein as Metal Chansey. The general strategy of this deck is to use Mewtwo's energy absorption to maintain several metal energies on Mewtwo, buffing its tankiness. Then energy removal on Pokemon Tower ensure that no energy sticks on the opponent's Pokemon, not even recycle energy. Then, once you've shut down the opponent's energy supply, switching to Apon to pilfer more energy removals and shuffle them back into the deck not only keeps up the pressure, but ensures that you're protected against deck out. And now we have Rain Dance. I actually do want to play Rain Dance here because we've talked about it so much. It's appeared on 4 or 5 different wheels, really. Maybe 3, I'm not entirely sure. But it has the massive addition of Cleffa to help cycle through your cards until you find Blastoise and Pokemon Breeder. Yes, we're still running Blastoise. It's Rain Dance. It is a very straightforward deck that is ubiquitous in these early formats. Again, even though we haven't played it yet, I kind of want to roll this deck or the Kingdra deck. Honestly, any of these decks are fine. I think Brock Stelix is an interesting deck, and I'm hoping to see maybe Rain Dance. Let's see, I'm not really too upset with any of these. Well, there's Rain Dance, and I was talking about this. I'm actually pretty happy to play this. Let's get right into the deck breakdown.
Last week was crazy close. Patrick was just barely able to eke out a win with his crazy coin flips. But no matter, this week I'm going to be coming back with a vengeance using these powerful new Neo Genesis cards. Of these cards, the most impactful were the baby Pokemon and the 2 new types of energy. Baby Pokemon such as Cleffa, Elekid, and Pichu followed the baby rule. The baby rule required that every attack, even if it doesn't do damage, flip a coin. If tails, then the attack doesn't go through. This was an impressive floodgate and protected many opening hands from being immediately swept. In addition, the 2 new powerful energy cards were added in Darkness Energy and Metal Energy. Darkness Energy allowed Pokemon to hit for additional damage every turn, while Metal Energy provided resistances to the Pokemon it was equipped to. In addition, Recycle Energy was a great combination with Cleffa's Eek, since it protected the format warping super threat from energy removal and allowed it to continue to generate advantage. However, power creep doesn't stop here. Stelix dethroned Chansey as the premier stall Pokemon, as its natural bulk combined with Eco Gym, Goldberry, and Metal Energy made it nearly impossible to take out. Murkrow was a premier Dark-type Pokemon that locked in your opponent's lead, such as Cleffa, and allowed you to set up for a big blowout push later in the game. Pichu, Magby, and Igglybuff also provided great ways of either putting a stop to Pokemon powers or dealing huge chunks of damage to Pokemon with Pokemon powers. All in all, the new Pokemon were more balanced than before and added much needed variety and consistency to the game. As a final note, we will also be spending significantly more time in this format than we did in base format. Not only are there more events to cover that occurred, but also there is significantly more information on what was played, and the deck strategy evolved to include a variety of strategies outside of just stall and beatdown that plagued base format. Now, without any further delay, let's get into the spinning. Alright, I'm hoping to probably get Rain Dance here. We haven't seen Rain Dance so far, despite it being on most of the wheels, and a lot of everything else is just some form of, none of it's stall, none of it's really control, so nothing is really up my alley this week, so I'm going to go with Rain Dance because I think that it'd be fun to finally get some representation. Instead, I got Kingdra, which is also a very interesting one and probably third on my list. After Rain Dance, I would have preferred to get Brock's Stelix, but not the end of the world. I can still work with this Kingdra, and I will see you guys in the deck builder.
Alright, so here we are with the Rain Dance deck, actually. So this has been on the wheels since, I think, the very first episode, if I'm not mistaken, because Rain Dance was one of, like, the 3 kind of main strategies that you could have run. So you had Haymaker, Rain Dance, and, like, essentially Stall, right? And we've seen a couple of different Stall matches, we've seen a couple of different Haymaker matches. I think we've seen a lot of Haymaker, a lot of Wigglytuff. We haven't seen Rain Dance yet, and Rain Dance has been around in the format for this whole time, so I'm actually pretty excited to be able to bring this to you guys. So this is the only time we're actually going to see Rain Dance, because we actually can't play it after this format. The reason is that Blastoise is the entire linchpin of the deck, and Blastoise gets just completely removed from the modified format. It doesn't even come back in Legendary Collection like a lot of other cards do. So the reason why this is called Rain Dance is because Blastoise Pokepower is called Rain Dance, and that reads, as often as you like during your turn, you may attach 1 water energy card to one of your water Pokemon. It doesn't use up your 1 energy card attachment for that turn, and that power can't be used if Blastoise is asleep, confused, or paralyzed. That is as often as you like. So what you can do is have a hand full of water energy, dump them all on Blastoise, and if you can get, I believe it's at least 5, if I'm not mistaken, you can Hydro Pump for 60 damage, just every single turn. You can just keep loading them up, loading them up, loading them up. It's crazy that it doesn't have any limiting factor. You just can do this as early as basically turn 2 once you Pokemon Breeder, and that's kind of the idea of the deck. If you look at this here, we have 3 Blastoise, 4 Squirtle, and 1 Wartortle. Normally, you'd go Squirtle, Wartortle, Blastoise, right? Can't do that, because there's only 1 of them, unless, obviously, if you draw it right. But you can use this card called Pokemon Breeder down here, and you want to computer search for that usually, or you want to Cleffa Eek to kind of refill your hand after all of your combos. Typically, what you would want to do with this deck is you start out with a Cleffa and you have a Squirtle on your bench, okay? The rest of the cards in your hand, you kind of cycle through, use them as much as you can. If you have a water energy, you put it on Cleffa first, actually. And you try to computer search for your full combo. You want Blastoise and you want Pokemon Breeder. If you can't get both of those cards your first turn, then you kind of spend as many cards as you can. Doesn't really matter what you're doing with them, to be completely honest. You want to get them out of your deck and into your discard pile because you do not want to draw back into them. You want to increase the chances you're going to run into Blastoise and Pokemon Breeder. You want both of those cards, and probably like 3 energy at least, minimum. Then you Eek and hopefully refill your hand with exactly what you need. And this deck has a pretty good way of doing that. So Eek is an incredibly powerful move because it was a better Professor Oak. It didn't discard all of your cards. it actually just refueled your hand. So you could spend everything, and then you can just draw basically 7 fresh cards, okay? And that was insane. Igglybuff here actually sits on your bench, and you can just use that to disable any other Pokepower. Next comes into play later when Pokepowers become a little bit more oppressive. They are really good as it is, and if James is playing, for example, like the Brock's deck, I can just gaze, disable the Ninetales Pokepower, and then he gets rid of his top card, so pretty good. Computer search, we've been over this already. Double Gust is actually interesting because this counts as kind of a switch for you, and then a gust for him. So you can gust into what he wants, but he can also gust into what you want. And it's kind of more of a balanced way of using gust. But if my bench is just a bunch of Cleffa, I don't really care what he switches into, right? Because I can just switch out immediately. Then Energy Stadium is also a really good card because if we're discarding a lot of water energies for like computer searchers or item finders or something like that, we can actually just flip a coin and just pick up another water energy, and that immediately goes onto our Blastoise speak per Rain Dance. We are not limited in how many times a turn we can attach a water energy to any of our water type Pokemon. We are limited in attaching it to Cleffa, but we should only have one on it at a time, so we can just use our regular turn to put that on there, and then we can put all of our water energy on our Blastoise. But yeah, so that's actually pretty good as well if we want to just kind of recur some energy, and you know, we're running a little bit low on it. We are running 14 water energies, so I want to say about a quarter of our deck, just under a quarter of our deck is actually water energy, so we're going to probably be seeing that. Item Fighter can recur anything. Goldberry is just a heal. Blast kind of knocks out any trainer cards in James's hand. Nightly Garbage Run can just kind of refuel our deck by bringing back what we want is energy cards. Pokemon Breeding have already been over. Professor Elm is basically a worse version of Eek. I mean, if we can't open with a Cleffa, we do want to open with Professor Elm because we basically just Eek, but we can't play any more trainer cards. So we could theoretically Oak into Elm, but it's not really necessarily the best idea there. We have Super Energy Removal and we have Super Energy Retrieval. You know what Super Energy Removal does. Energy Retrieval just dumps 2 cards in my discard pile and picks up 4 basic energy. What I want to do is I want to throw 2 water energy in there. I want to pick up 4 water energy and then just dump all of them on Blastoise, right? Super Potion heals and discards 1 energy card, which is like whatever at this point, right? We're going to have so many water energies that we won't know what to do with. Warp Point is actually the opposite of Double Gust in the sense that we're still switching, but we actually get to pick the switch. So it's another more balanced version of Switch, right? And then we just have a bunch of water energy, okay? So this is a fairly straightforward heads-up deck. I really don't see any issue with it. If James is playing one of those, if he's playing like Brock, Stelix, or something like that that's a little bit more kind of cerebral, we should be able to just kind of like, you know, caveman our way through this. I hopefully don't misplay. I mean, I don't really see a way of misplaying in this deck, so we'll see exactly how much I can screw this up in the battle. So let's get right to it.
Alright, so let's take a look at what this Kingdra Deck can do here. You're going to notice a lot of new cards, but also some returning some cards rear their ugly heads again. And I'll show you in a little bit why I'm not too excited about that, because one of my least favorite cards is in here. But let's start off with our Pokemon. We've got Cleffa. Cleffa, just like we said in the opening, very strong Pokemon when it comes to being able to just play your entire hand and refill it. And do that for a couple of turns. Really allows a deck like this to shine, so I can cycle through, get the evolutionary Pokemon I want, get the trainers I want in my hand, start being able to use them. Particularly, you'll notice down here, we've got the 75% of an energy removal package, so getting to those early on, stunning your opponent. You know, I said in the wheel spin that there's not really anything super control-y here, but the more I look at this, the more it definitely is control. But a large part of that, to be fair, is just the nature of the baby Pokemon themselves. Pichu and Magby both target Pokemon with Pokemon powers. Pichu does damage to every single Pokemon with Pokemon power. None of mine have powers, so I'm completely safe. But I could be dealing damage to all of Patrick's played Pokemon, and then Magby just straight up turns them off. So if he's got some sort of floodgate, something, it turns him off until the end of my next turn. So let's say he's playing that Plume deck again. Well, I don't really care because I can just sputter. And then I have an entire turn where I don't have to worry about Plume's Hay Fever shutting down my ability to play trainer cards, which is kind of important here. Then the Pokemon that this entire deck is named after, Kingdra, going to Horsey. Seadra has a very important move in Mud Splash. But Kingdra, more importantly, using genetic memory for 1 colorless energy, I can use any of Horsey or Seadra's moves. The one that I'm going to want to be using is Mud Splash, because Mud Splash is 30 damage, plus I can flip a coin, and if I get heads, which I know I'm not good at, but hey, I've got to try, I can deal 10 damage to a Pokemon on Patrick's bench. Ideally, I'd be picking baby Pokemon, because this is the easiest way to actually get them to knock them out. If we do end up getting 4 energy on Kingdra, however, if we get some breathing room with all of our other control pieces, particularly super energy removal, then I can start using Twister, which again requires me to flip coins, but for each heads, I flip 2 of them. I can remove energy from my opponent's Pokemon, so between Twister and 6 forms of energy removal, very potent ability to stun Patrick here. Energy Stadium, going to be very crucial. It allows me to flip a coin, recover energy every turn. It also works that way for Patrick. He's still going to be stunned from these super energy removals. I don't know if personally I'd be playing it, but it does serve the purpose of allowing me to recover energy, and you'll notice here I'm only running 11 energy to begin with, so that's 7 really, because these recycled energy come straight back to my hand, so pretty useful for this deck. Narrow Gym just allows me to kind of shrink the field a little bit. Focus Band, one of the new cards that we're seeing here. Very excited to see it because it basically gives you a second chance if your Pokemon was going to be knocked out. You flip a coin. If you flip heads, then instead of being knocked out, they only have 10 HP left, and you discard Focus Band. So it gives you a chance at a second chance, I guess. We're running 4 of them here. Pretty useful to protect our boss monster, protect our boss Pokemon here in Kingdra, and then also if we're trying to, stun Patrick and wait for a while, we have our baby Pokemon out there. Have Focus Band on there, then essentially Patrick has to get, he has to get heads to attack, and then I have a chance to flip a coin, see if I survive, because pretty much everything can one-shot these guys. Computer Search makes a comeback, discard 2, and search out a card. We know what that does. Pokemon Center as well. We saw me use this to great effect in week 1, and it's going to be super useful here because most of the time the Kingdra is only going to have 1 colorless energy on it, so I can drop Pokemon Center, heal it all the way back up, and I'm back in business. Item Finder allows me to recover items. Professor Oak and Professor Elm both just allow me to continue to deep draw my deck. Elm is actually pretty interesting because this is the first hint we get of supporter cards. You can't play any more trainer cards after you play that one, so it's kind of how you can see how Wizards of the Coast started moving in that direction as early as the beginning of the Neos era. Double Gust, it gusts myself, it gusts Patrick. Pretty simple. Nightly Garbage Run, very important because I'm going to be drawing a lot between all these Eeks up here and these 4 draw 7 cards down here. So I don't want to deck myself out. And then last, the card that I was not super excited to see. I know it's a very powerful card. I'm just not a huge fan of hand destruction. It's weird coming from me considering my love for control. But yeah, not a huge fan of hand destruction. Last can really, really mess people up. And I don't have a problem with it being in my deck. I'm very scared of it being in Patrick's deck, particularly looking at this right here. 30 trainer cards. Half of this deck is trainer cards. Very vulnerable to a last here, so the fact that I'm running it means that Patrick might be running it as well, which concerns me. But overall, I think that I'm pretty happy about this deck. I'm happy to see how this control aspect works. Not really control, I would call this more stun, with all these energy removals and these shutdowns here. But I guess we'll see what Patrick pulled and if he can out all of the stun. See you guys in the battle.
All right, James, here we are. We both drew mulligans right off the bat, so
you opened up with 7 trainers.
This is the one. Oh, so you're running Kingdra. Okay, that gives it away right away for me.
How did you know that? I have no idea what you're playing.
You have Kingdra in your deck. Yeah.
I am playing Kingdra.
Select. Oh, this is almost perfect. Okay.
Active Pokemon. Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Cool. Alright, I will be going first. I'm going to go ahead and attach a water energy to...
come on, Tails, come on, Tails, come on, Tails, come on, Tails.
I'm going to go ahead and Professor Oak here. Actually, double gust.
Oh, you suck.
And back into my Cleffa.
You suck.
I'm gonna add Professor Oak here. Refill my hand. Oh! Well, that's actually pretty cool. I'll play this Pokemon, or the Stadium card here. Yeah, we want to get this rolling, don't we? I'm gonna computer search. I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna dump this Gust of Wind and this Cleffa. I'm gonna grab this Squirtle. I'm gonna place down the Squirtle.
Are you playing Rain Dance? You're playing Rain Dance.
I'm gonna eek. Oh no! Alright, go for it. Alright, rip apart my hand.
So, you're playing the deck that I was hoping to play, by the way.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was
really
your number one choice. Okay.
Yeah,
I wanted to play this because we haven't played it yet, you know.
That's exactly what I was saying. It's like, oh, we haven't seen Rain Dance yet, so we should probably play it.
And it's been in every single wheel, so, you know.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
Okay.
Man, this is not an opening hand that I want to see right now.
It's okay. I just shuffled back both my Pokemon Breeder and my Blastoise back into my deck.
That's rough.
It is indeed rough.
Favorite rule, I failed.
Okay, what are the chances that your hand is loaded with trainer cards? Probably pretty high. I'm going to go ahead and last here. Wow! Oh my god. That's a soy jack face I just made. Holy crap. Okay. So
I was saying the deck breakdown. I was like, I really am not happy to see last here because that means Patrick might be running it in his deck.
All right. Well, you get to see I lost Professor Oak in an Energy Stadium, which neither one of them I really needed. And you don't have you don't actually have you don't have anything. I'm gonna go ahead and evolve into Wartortle here. I'm
Turn 3 and I'm in top deck mode.
Slow running this. I'm gonna Energy Stadium. Tails, unfortunate. I'm gonna go ahead and eek. And tails. That sucks. But at least you literally are in top deck mode at this point.
Hey, 10 damage. Let's go.
We're gonna super energy removal here. I will discard off of this Wartortle because I don't really care. Just give me that.
Okay.
And you'll get that back, but like it consumes your thing. What do you have on your horsey there? You have a focus band?
Yeah.
You have on this guy. Another focus band. Okay, cool. Of course you do. Well, Energy Stadium. Cool. I can grab another energy back. We'll eek here. Darn it. Your Magby's just this. So what people might not be realizing, if you don't understand this Neos format, is that the baby rule means that even if you aren't doing damage, you still have to flip a coin. So, and we got Cleffa coming back out here. I probably shouldn't have given you that energy back. Holy crap.
Yeah, I'm going to throw that energy right back on there. I'm going to hopefully eek. Yeah, there we go. I have a hand, ladies and gentlemen. I have a hand. And just like that, with one attack, we're back in the game.
Item finder for this last.
I swear to God.
I'm going to last again. Goodbye to half of your hand here. I mean, you can still bring out your Kingdra and Seadra, but like...
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, the only thing you got rid of there that I really cared about was that energy removal.
Yeah. You still have nothing in your discard pile.
Nope, not a thing.
Alright, I'm going to put this energy on Wartortle here. Energy Stadium? Cool. We'll go ahead and eek. Are you kidding me, bro?
Suck it.
I just can't get heads on this eek. These eeks are just not going in my favor.
Alright, we're going to evolve, obviously.
I would imagine.
We'll eek. There we go. New hand, ladies and gentlemen.
So I'm gonna just Energy Stadium. Cool.
You're getting heads here.
Finally. Worst hand I could have drawn, though. Let's be honest.
I'm glad things are starting to work out for you, bud.
No, they're not.
Alright, so we've now got a Kingdra out here. So I've got a lot of options here, but none of them... okay.
So Pichu, Cleffa, Energy coming out here on Kingdra. Wow, you're just loading up your bench.
Yep. We'll eek. Oh ho, new hand.
That's true. I'm going to play this Iggly buff here.
What's the Iggly buff do?
It does things. So
oh, it's got a Pokemon power. Good.
It does Do you know what gaze does? It turns off Pokemon powers.
I have bad news for you, bud. I don't have a single Pokemon in here with Pokemon power.
Well, that's fine. He's just going to sit on my bench then. We are going to computer search here. I'm going to dump this other computer search and Goldberry that are just sitting in my hand. I'm going to pick up this Blastoise. We're going to evolve Blastoise. We're
Seems
going
legit.
to Rain Dance, adding on another Water Energy. We are going to Super Energy Removal off of the Kingdra here. Get rid of that. And then we are going to Lass. Wow! Wow. Okay.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
I had nothing in my hand, so it's fine with me.
How
Energy
many lasses
Stadium.
are you running?
Enough. Energy Stadium. We will Rain Dance here. There's no reason to do anything else. We are going to retreat into Blastoise now. And we're going to go for the Hydro Pump. Get the knockout. Let's go.
Got it.
All right. And now Blastoise is just sitting there with, like, what, 6 energy on him? Let's go!
We're gonna get Pichu out here.
Okay.
Pichu is brave.
Sure.
We will...
Is this the only Pichu in your deck?
Oh. You tell me.
Okay. I'm going to Energy Stadium here. I will Hydro Pump. Misses. Darn it. I also probably... Well, it doesn't matter. I'm running Rain Dance. Crap. Okay.
Alright, we'll get an energy onto Kingdra here, and we will zap, knock out the Igglybuff.
That is unfortunate. I'm going to heal on Blastoise. So I've already maxed out here on the damage on the Blastoise.
Yes,
so
you have.
I'm just going to Rain Dance the Squirtle and just dump energy on him. I will Energy Stadium. Oh, I don't have any more energies in here. Okay, cool.
Nope. You have officially...
Hydro Pump.
Is it going to work? Ah, it worked.
Yes, it worked. Cool.
Hmm.
James!
You go with Clefla, I think.
I really... Your hand is never safe for me. I can tell you that much, buddy.
No, it is not.
You don't have any Elasses, do you?
We're gonna.
Oh, there's another Pichu.
Oh no, I am running a last.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna retreat into the Pichu. I'm gonna throw a focus.
Well, the nice thing is that Pichu doesn't do doesn't do weaknesses. Thank you. Sorry.
Yes, unfortunately for me.
Yeah.
But it did hit your
item
Igglybuff on the
finder.
bench at least.
That's true. I'm gonna Item Finder for an Oak here. I'm gonna Oak. Draw. Fresh
This is
hand.
legit.
I really want to get rid of this piece of crap.
What, my Pichu?
Yeah. It is a piece of crap. We'll Gust of Wind into your Kingdra here.
Alright,
Just
fair enough.
Whack.
Whack.
I mean, like, honestly, of what you have here, the Kingdra is the weakest Pokemon, I guess. So.
Ironically, yeah.
Into my Blastoise, at least.
Yeah.
So.
I think we'll do that.
Okay. So you bring out another one.
Yeah. We'll do that onto Cleffa, and then we will Genetic Memory, use Mud Splash.
I kind of wish I
And
saved the
pick
Gust
Cleffa.
because that's a one shot on that Horsey. I will put this on here. Well, you do know that you're gonna. Okay. Well, there's nothing. I keep on forgetting I have no more energy in my discard.
Nope.
I'll just take out your Kingdra here and pick up the
Ah. Yeah, I had the
worst time for this card to come in. Are you kidding me? Alright.
I had the Focus Slash, so you know.
The Focus Slash?
Sash. Shut up. gotta run the risk, but you know what I'm saying. I think
Clearly.
the move is Super Energy Removal. We'll take
Okay.
off of Pichu
Okay.
and get the Squirtle. And then we will zap.
The look that I gave the computer screen when you decided to go for Squirtle, interesting move. I'm gonna go ahead and Super
40
Potion.
damage, one-shots everything that I have, regardless of whether or not you get that extra 20.
I guess we'll Energy Stadium. We're gonna grab this. Water Energy. We will Rain Dance. We're gonna Warp Point here.
Gonna warp.
Yeah, pick who you want to switch into. I'm forcing a switch, basically. Okay, I'll just bring out a random Cleffa. I'm going to retreat into Blastoise.
Naturally.
I'm going to now Blast. Doesn't do anything.
Nope.
Hurts me, though. I technically...
got rid of your super energy retrieval. Not that it really matters to you right now.
Yeah, well, I don't have any energy. I have 2 energy in my thing, but, like... What's the point, I guess?
Yeah. I'm not doing very well on these baby flips, by the way.
No, you're not. I'm gonna go ahead and Hydro Pump. Yes.
Case in point. Okay, so you had to get a heads there, and I got a tails. There were 2 coin flips there, and you got them both.
Well, no, I got one of them. You didn't get the other one, though.
Yeah, well, yes, which counts as you getting them both.
Heads I win. Tails you lose.
That's quite literally how that went. Zap.
Sucks. Okay, let's put another one on my Squirtle. I'm gonna Energy Stadium. Pick up another one. Rain Dance onto the Squirtle. I'll Elm. Well, that's an ass card now. I'll Nightly Garbage. Oh, I can't play another trainer because I'm so dumb.
Elm is the first supporter.
Technically. But it's not even a supporter because supporters lock you out of supporters, whereas Elm locks you out of all trainers.
It's just straight worse.
We'll Hydro Pump here. Awesome.
Gee, okay, again, I had a focus sash on it.
I think that's just game at this point, buddy. I'm going to be completely honest with you. Oh, wow, that's definitely game. Okay. Yeah, this is just definitely game at this point.
I guess
I just drew, like, there's nothing you can do.
The fact that you have to... You 2 coin flips. It was 2 coin flips for you to be able to attack for the last, like, 5 times, and you got it every single time without fail.
I guess so. I'm going to Nightly Garbage Run now. I'll just grab this, and this just to dump them back in my deck to prevent deck out. I will... all of them. Oh, I don't have any energy. I have no energy cards in my discard pile. I've got like a whole bunch of crap.
On your Blastoises, dude.
Yeah. I'm gonna Rain Dance here. They are all on my Blastoise. Hydro Pump. Oh.
Yeah, you get another turn.
But once you take out this Blastoise, waiting in the wings, another Blastoise with more energy.
No, screw you.
You know what? I ashed that.
Oh, what do I do here, Patrick?
I mean, I don't even know what you do here at this point. Maybe load up your Seadra and hope that, like...
I'm gonna Item Finder.
You do more damage or something.
And I'm gonna grab a Focus Sash. Let's go. Come on. We're gonna give it a shot here.
Okay. I mean, if I fail to take out this Cleffa enough times... By the way, screw you.
Oh. Okay, that's just good.
I'm gonna Hydro Pump. That's game.
Well, this was fun.
I'm sure it was. Okay, so what I wanted to play was the Kingdra deck. I thought Kingdra would be really fun. I'm so glad I rolled Rain Dance because it's just such a... It's such a... Like I said this in my deck breakdown. It is such a caveman deck that you just kind of like bang your head against the wall long enough and you know, you just kind of win there.
Yeah, for sure. I am kind of sad that we didn't get to see what the Kingdra deck actually does, though.
No, because I mean, I just got going way too fast, and that's the nice. So we found this out when we did progression. When you run base Neo format, sorry, I don't love burps there. You find out that you have these broken Pokemon cards and these broken trainer cards, and since there's so many things that are OP, everything is OP, and it's a fairly balanced format actually. Like, I think any of the decks I would have been happy to play with that are in the wheel.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would have been happy to play anything. Like, I said this in the deck breakdown, the only card I wasn't happy to see is Last, because all of these decks are so trainer-focused. A single Last on turn 1 or 2 can just end the game for your opponent, basically.
And I had, like, I think 3 of them, if I'm not mistaken. I think I used 2, and then I'm Item Finder for a 3rd.
Yeah,
or maybe 4, I'm not entirely sure.
The Cleffa can kind of negate that because you can just draw new hands, basically having Professor Oak. But I mean, it's still you lose your turn essentially because then you have to. Your turn ends at that point.
Sure.
And it definitely eradicates all tempo that you could possibly have. And so the Kingdra deck, the nice thing is it's got ways around baby Pokemon. And normally, all of the energy removals that it runs, plus Kingdra's Twister attack, the ability to remove up to 2 energy from that, can really keep your opponent off of energy and prevent them from attacking, even
Sure.
with their baby Pokemon. But not when A, your opponent last is on turn 2, and B, when you're playing against a deck that specifically specializes in just absolutely flooding the field with energies. My Magby would have been able to shut down the Blastoise, but even if I had Magby out there, you can still just play energy normally, and I'm not really going to be able to do anything about it. So
I just did the math here. Every single energy, with the exception of one, is currently on one of my 2 Blastoises right now. So, like, there was no way you're going to stop this. I need 5 energy to do 60 damage, which is a lot. Like, that's a lot of energy. But when I can place down as many as I draw, I have insane draw power between the Professor Elms, the Professor Oaks, the Cleffas. I can just recur energy. Like, you knock off energy off my guy, I'm like, I don't care. I'll just use my Stadium card. And you had the same Stadium card, so it wasn't like you're going to negate my Stadium card, and I had like 3 of them or something like that.
yeah, I mean, there is a Narrow Gym in here, but I didn't see it, so...
I mean, but even then, I was sitting on another energy stadium for like half the game. I did have another Professor Oak in my hand, so that would have decked me out. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna use that. Like, I'm not that dumb.
Come on, deck yourself out again, Patrick.
Yeah. But I think it's just interesting just to show how like kind of balanced this format is once you introduce Pokemon like Cleffa that can kind of, to some extent, blank lasses, blank hand destruction.
Oh,
because.
Sure.
You know, they have built-in protection. They have a broken attack for literally any color. And that's the nice thing about Cleffa is you can just throw it in any deck. Like, every deck is totally fine with recurring it. The only deck that I don't think benefits from Cleffa more than, like, the draw trainer cards, like the Oaks, the Elms, and the, like, Misty's Wrath, for example, is specifically for Alligator. And that's only because the actual discard of 5 is good for Alligator. Because that's like the first deck, in my opinion, that really uses the discard pile as a total resource. And we saw that, if you guys are familiar with the Progression series that we stream on Twitch/Nightmount Media, I actually played the Feraligatr deck, and this is before I knew it was like the king of...
It was disgusting.
The thing. I just wiped the floor with everybody. Nobody had a chance because it's just so good. And I proceeded to never play it again. Yeah. Because it made everything unfun. But that just goes to show, like, the power of... And we don't even have Feraligatr in this standard format set. Like, we were just not playing it. We had a gentleman's out of Feraligatr and Sneasel and Slowking and Murkrow. All of these broken cards.
But, so, back to the whole Cleffa thing. So, prior to Cleffa coming out, Alas was essentially a death sentence. But
oh, yeah, absolutely.
Cleffa makes it not that, which is why you saw me still be able to at least play through it.
Sure, yeah.
But the one turn, setting someone back for one turn is enough to, when you're running a deck like Rain Dance, push them off their game, get the tempo, and kind of close out here. I think if I'd been able to go one more turn, I think I would have at least been able to make this interesting, looking at my hand right now. But
I think you could have taken out my Blastoise, but the problem is that I had a second one just as well set up.
Oh yeah, no, I had Blastoise out this turn.
Yeah, I think you definitely could have taken care of it. Let me check it out. Actually, it has a Gold Berry on it. It would have healed for 40 at the end of my turn.
I can do 50 damage this turn.
It would have healed for 40 at the end of my turn. It would be down to 10.
Oh,
so it would be up at 60. But like, you could theoretically kill it. You could kill it. But the problem is with my deck is we're prepared for that because I'm running Super Potions. Super Potions heal for like, I think it's like 40 or something like that at the cost of 1 energy. I don't care about the 1 energy cost. I can throw 18 energy on this guy and he's fine, right? And that's kind of the strategy a little bit. So the stuff that only requires 1 or 2 energy to discard, like Super Energy Removal, Super Potion, these kind of things, I don't care about. I don't run Pokemon Center. That's a terrible idea because it gets rid of everything. Right?
Whereas I do run Pokemon Center because my main energy card aren't these waters. It's this recycle energy that
which is
keeps
really
popping
strong.
back to my hand. It was fantastic. So I was never hurting for energy this entire game.
Even when I Super Energy Removal you like 3 times, it didn't matter because it just popped back. I knew it was going to happen, but like I figured that at least I was keeping you off of 1 energy a turn, and yeah, I wasn't really setting you back the way that you would normally, but like I just wanted to slow you down there a little bit. And that's kind of what Last did, too. Last didn't take you out of the game because you had Cleffa. You were able to get back into the game, but it did slow you down. And it slowed you down just enough to the point where I was able to get through. Like, if I just sent out Wartortle, into your Pichu, like, you couldn't do anything to that because your Pichu doesn't do any damage, right? Like,
Correct.
Yeah, which I think is just interesting. The reason you got a singular prize card is because I'm an idiot and I put Igglybuff on my bench for no reason.
Well, because I'm looking at your bench, I'm like, okay, the only way I can do any damage here is Pichu, and at least then I get a coin flip to defend myself. And we saw in the Pokemon, not so much in this match, but I'm sure we'll see it in future episodes, and we saw in the Pokemon Progression series just how strong that little bit of protection can be. RNGesus was on your side this time, so you kind of got through the baby Pokemon.
Well, if you want to see how strong baby Pokemon are, you can go check out Draft Mode episode, 13, I think, where we do the Neo format, and it's just Tyrogue Mirror Match, because, he does 30 damage. It's a coin flip to do 30 damage, but he protects for 30 damage, and I think I stayed in that whole match just based off of one Tyrogue. So, it's just, the baby Pokemon brought in such a level of consistency that you could flex into basically any deck. You didn't really need to evolve them into anything because they're just so strong on their own because of the baby rule, that I really enjoy the Neo format over the base format pretty significantly, I would say. Especially once you get all the Neo sets in. And if you include Legendary Collection, which we will towards the end, you get a lot of these combo pieces back into the game from these first couple of formats without the busted Pokemon. However, you do not get Blastoise back, which is why I'm glad we were able to show off Rain Dance this episode, because it's the last episode we could ever play Rain Dance.
Did you have
even
to
though it's been on all of the stuff? No, first spin.
Okay.
So I now I have 2 banked respins for this next episode. Next episode, we will be playing Sneasel Mirror Match. And this is one of the first of probably a couple mirror matches we'll be playing, because there are a couple formats where there's one deck, really, that you can kind of throw a couple different cards into, but there's one kind of skeleton that kind of dominates the format. We'll see that when we get to Feraligatr as well. But next episode, we'll be doing Sneasel. And we have a couple different Sneasel decks that we want to use. Might use a reroll to get the best Sneasel deck, but I might actually save it for later. I don't know.
It just depends on whether or not you roll the best Sneasel deck on the first roll or not.
That's true. And I've got 2 banked respins, so I can afford to spend them a little bit more frivolously than I would otherwise. But if you guys want to see that, please do stay tuned for 2 weeks from now's episode, as we are alternating between this and Archetype Attack. But yeah, so if you guys like this content, please do like down below. Please subscribe as well. Comment if you have any suggestions going forward. Anything you want to see, any decks in particular. And please have a great rest of your guys' day, and come check us out on Twitch, where we stream Pokemon every Thursday now, actually, one day after this goes live. So
yeah, hey, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.